In what is a generally pretty out of character thing for me recently is I've really gotten into making myself some tea at night. But the real purpose of this tea is to give myself horrible nightmares, preferably of people trying to hunt me down and kill me. I think those are the most fun ones. The really good ones of those are the ones where they kill me and then it like restarts, but I kind of know what's happening, so I can like escape a little bit, and I like die a different way. But so this is the nightmare tea that I've been drinking almost every other night for the past couple weeks. So first you're gonna want some mint citrus ginger tea, because it's got a pretty good flavor, and it's gonna mask the other stuff you're putting in there. And you definitely want to go for an uncaffeinated kind of tea, obviously, because you're trying to go to sleep. You can go for a good chamomile if that's your thing. I don't really like chamomile. But yeah, so fill like half your little tea thing, maybe a little less with some of that. And then you're gonna want to use some mugwort that you bought off the internet. So you're gonna want to do like a couple good spoonfuls in there, maybe some pinches honestly works a little bit better. And then, fill most of it with those two things. Probably want to use a little bit less tea than I did. And then you're gonna top it off with some valerian root. I did a lot of scientific research before I picked out these herbs. I kind of just asked people on the internet. I asked whatever witchy people who follow me on the internet if they could tell me what was going to give me nightmares. So yeah, your mileage may vary on whatever herbs. If you got a good idea on an herb, definitely go for that. But then, you're just going to throw it in some formerly boiling water that's still pretty hot, and you're just going to let that soak up in there for like 10 minutes, Yeah. Alright, so, I let the stuff seep for like 10 minutes, and, it's got a nice, color to it. Probably about ready to drink. And, I've been doing this for the past couple weeks with some moderate success, nothing too crazy dream-wise. So, I think, I gotta go back to watching horror movies before bed. And so, I was at a function last night, and some people were telling me that the Saw movies get good on the third one. And I had watched the first two, and they were pretty terrible. But, I'm thinking that maybe that type of gore will invoke some good dreams in me, So, yeah. I'll let you know how it goes. I wouldn't call it a nightmare, but I definitely had some strange dreams last night. There's one about, trying to get around Detroit. Except, obviously, it wasn't Detroit. It was, a different city, but it was definitely Detroit. But I didn't live where I lived in Detroit. I kind of lived more in, Midtown, downtown. I've definitely had dreams with this similar fake Detroit before. I think it was another dream where my car kept running out of air, or something kept breaking in my car. Yeah, I don't know. That wasn't very exciting. But then I had another one where I was on a summer camp, or some team building workshop, or maybe I was on Survivor.
Um, Maybe it was just like high school. God, that's really funny. Um, yeah, and there was like teams, and we were doing like, I don't know, dances and like basic science, I think. Um, I featured Dawa from my elementary school career, and some other friends, but I haven't thought about Dawa in years. Um, yeah, all in all, definitely weird dreams. I wouldn't call either of them nightmares, and yeah, I wouldn't really call either of them particularly good. Definitely weird, but not nightmares. Yeah. I don't know if I said this earlier, but in like the second dream, there was like a very ritualized process of having to switch teams, which for some reason I had to do every single round. I don't really know why. Um, but yeah, I also kept running out of time for everything, which maybe it's because I was watching Saw last night and that kept happening. Yeah, but like I was just doing like worksheets or something like basic science or like basic probability. Maybe we were gambling. I don't. Yeah, I don't really remember.